Hi, so there's a first quarter moon in Capricorn and the sun is in Libra. So there may be a feeling of needing to make a decision or moving from planning to action. What needs to be focused on or adjusted? So I did a general reading for our energy and what needs to be focused on for this first quarter moon. And the first card we have is winter. And the key words are solace, the pause, the hermit. In alchemy, winter comes first. It is the beginning, the origin. As winter casts its blanket of stillness across the land, we naturally turn inward. The mind and heart settle into Earth's darkest season. From this place of quiet, a single flame reconnects us to the mystery of our existence and the miracle of the breath. Regardless of when this card appears, it indicates we are suspended in Mother Earth's pause. This is not the time for doing, going, or getting. The alchemist knows winter opens the portal to the divine. Magic is afoot, under the surface. In the glimmering snow and sparkling ice, we see winter's water in crystalline form, each droplet a prism into the mystic realm. Don't get caught up in the gloom or isolation of this season. Rather, spin toward the sacred light. Spring will come in time. It is said winter is the pause between exhale and inhale, the time when all has released, yet new breath has not been drawn. Notice the qualities of this sacred pause. Winter is ruled by the element of water and the cardinal direction of north. Notice if this card appears with other cards with a watery or wintry feel. Go deeper. Read Hidden Messages in Water by Masaru Emoto to ponder the activity within dormancy. So, as this is the basic theme, this is a time to be still, to hear our inner voice. So it could be a good time for rest, reflection, and taking time out for meditation. I think many of us feel guilty when we're not doing something, like being productive, busy bees. But as the card says, this is a time of being, flowing, and not striving. So the next card we have is Drum, Dream, and Journey. And this card is crossing the theme of winter. This card speaks of going within as well. So, taking note of dreams and insights and visions you may have in meditation, or when you wake up from your sleep, if you remember anything, writing that down. Shamanic journey videos on YouTube could also be quite beneficial. So you can connect with your guides and your inner knowing. Guidance is coming, but it is in the stillness. So I think in our busy lives, we're always doing and our mind is not relaxed. So this is really calling for a time for, if there is any answers or clarity that we're seeking in any areas of our life, it is a time for being still, being silent. Try multiple times a day, even if you're just taking a couple of minutes, just to be still with no distractions and just sit there quietly. Try to meditate or just focus on an object in the room. Let your eyes soften and just see if anything or any insights come to you. Where we've had this portal of the eclipse energy, it's been crazy with the energy that's been going on. I've been wanting to do loads of different things, but then also my body and my mind is saying rest, and that there's way more things to integrate. And, I think a lot of us want to build up our spiritual gifts. And if we're always doing and not just being, it's hard to actually integrate those gifts. I think a lot of us feel a rush and a need to be really quick with everything, but it's the slowing down and getting quiet and still, and then revelations tend to come. So the next card we have is our conscious thoughts, and that is Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, and future thinking. So for this one, I was called to read the book. Arcturus is a giant red star that is among the brightest stars seen from the northern hemisphere. It is around 25 times larger than our sun and can be found just beyond the Big Dipper. Many believe that there are light beings living on a blue planet orbiting Arcturus who are in the fifth or even a higher dimension. Some think they could be a prototype for what is possible on planet Earth. They are described as blue beings. For when they appear to those who can see them clairvoyantly, they are often blue-skinned or emanating blue light in their auric field. The Arcturian race are here to help those on Earth who feel called to facilitate healing and to move beyond draconian and patriarchal ways of being. They guide us to realize that we have a great opportunity to evolve beyond these limited states. And if we don't, we'll be stuck on a karmic wheel for thousands of years before we get our next opportunity. If you feel called to the Arcturians or this information, it could indicate a past or future incarnation on the Arcturian planet, or that you have Arcturian guides working with you. So to connect, imagine yourself enveloped in a golden, orange and blue light. Then say, "Great blue beings of the Arcturian race, thank you for downloading into my frequency forward-thinking energies that will support my evolution. You can evolve into a greater state of being now. This begins with how you approach even the most mundane of tasks in your own little universe. Show up in ways that you've never showed up before. Instead of checking out of this planet, it's time to check in. Instead of feeling that life is happening to you, realize that you have a huge part to play. Recall your power. Realize that you are part of the evolution of humanity, and it's time to become the leader you were born to be. It doesn't matter if you're leading yourself or a larger group. The key is to create more loving ways of doing things. Honor the ideas or thoughts that you have been having recently. If you have been hearing high-pitched noises, seeing flickers of light, or sensing that you are being visited by beings in your sleep, know that you are receiving downloads from heaven. Arcturians are with you." So I've been having, I don't know about anyone else, but I've been having flashing lights in my kitchen. Weird things happen on my phone, like weird glitches that I show to other people and they don't seem to get it. And my like Fitbit watch just runs down the power really quick, even when it's on 100%. Like I'll wake up the next day and it's on 7%. And it's supposed to last like a week. So I'm having weird things. Let me know in the comments if anyone else is as well, because yeah, sometimes I'm like, what's going on? But for, this card is basically saying, by going within, as our theme is saying, and being still, you are evolving and upgrading your energy. You are creating your reality every day with your thoughts, your beliefs, and the way you show up. The work you are doing is activating your solar plexus and your divine connection. So as you can see on the card with the bright yellow, it's kind of over the heart area as well and connecting up to the divine. So we are always connected. And the blue in the picture to me is kind of, although that's the light, when I meditate, I tend to see blue light a lot, but obviously this could also represent our throat chakra as well and just like speaking our truth. So the next card is emergence, and that's our unconscious thoughts. So for me with this card, it's saying like something powerful and beautiful is emerging under the surface. You're growing and learning, and you should share your visions and gifts with others. The birds up on the card, there's lots of birds all flocking and flying together. So this could be a call to collaborate with others, and work together to create something that would benefit the collective. So, with the egg and the flames, for me, they're like flames coming from the egg, just growing something beautiful. And, as this is our unconscious thoughts, sometimes I think we go very solo with our spiritual journey, that we think, oh, no one else is going through this, I've got to do this all on my own. But the more we share our gifts and our passions and things, it can help other people to awaken their passions as well. So I think it can, even if it's just leaving a comment on a YouTube video or speaking to someone. I think by the sharing of things we're interested in, it just spreads the joy around. So yeah, I think that's a really beautiful card. So the fifth card we have is distraction, number 15, and this is what's coming to an end. So for me, this is saying, there could be someone or something or a situation in your life that has been distracting you from focusing or putting your energy towards your goals and dreams. So it could be a time to look at if there are people or situations that, don't require as much attention as you may think it does, especially if it's draining your energy. If there are, tricky people around you, whether that's at work, at home, and, we do have this in our everyday, and there's a lot of things that, can be outside of our control. But this is basically saying, if there is something that you are really passionate about and you want to put your energy towards, try to step away sometimes and observe rather than getting caught up in the distractions. Because, if there is something you're really passionate about and you're getting caught up in the everyday, distractions that don't necessarily need your input sometimes just like standing back and observing the situation, it can really help you, because there are so many things around that, you get caught up in, and then you feel, oh, I need to say my bit with this. Sometimes you just don't. Sometimes you just need to observe the situation, and then you can come from a higher place. So yeah, if you are finding this hard, just try and take some time every day where you just get, even if it's just 10 minutes to yourself to do the things that you're really passionate about, that you really want to do. So the next card we have is number 1, yellow, joy and happiness. And this is the future, or what is beginning. And, with the yellow, this is kind of, a lot to do with the solar plexus, I think. Calling back that power that you have and becoming more aligned and centered. So I think this is like a time of play and laughter, being with those we love. The bee on the card symbolizes, working together and being sociable, and working towards like a shared purpose. So if things have felt a little bit heavy lately, or, you've been struggling, it might be good to, meet up with a friend, have a coffee, have a chat, maybe go outside if there's a bit of sun, feel the sun on your face, just take in the beauty around you. Because I think it's really easy to get caught up in all of the busyness of the day-to-day that we forget to just stop and try and have some fun. Our work day can make us tired, and then we might not have the energy to do things that we might want to do, whether that is just seeing a friend, whether that's going for a walk. But if you actually take that time, even if it's 30 minutes, it will make you feel so much better after, especially if it is like something slightly active, because you'll get those endorphins and it will just make you feel better. The next card we have is the Fool, 0. So this, with the Fool, it's kind of like, it can symbolize like a new beginning, a new journey, listening to your inner knowing. Where do you want to direct your energy? Because it's like, anything is possible, like it's limitless potential. With the green on his body, for me, this is about like transformation and using your creativity to begin or continue something, that you are passionate about. I think for a lot of us, we want financial freedom, or we want freedom of some kind, or abundance, or to be independent. So this card is basically saying, go for it, take the leap, move through any fears or limitations that you think are there. Because remember, fear is an illusion. So if there is like anything that you're really passionate about, I know a lot of us who, watch tarot readings, we're passionate about tarot and other things that are spiritual. So if there's a new thing you're wanting to learn, maybe if it's reading a book, or, listening to a podcast, expanding your skills, just go for it. So the energy we have coming in is trader. exchange energy to create abundance. So this is about, like, our, with it being our energies coming in. So this could be, new connections or divine support coming in. So from the work and gifts that you are sharing, or if you start to share them, you'll be receiving opportunities and support. So this is, not just doing something for the sake of doing it for the gain or the outcome, but doing it because you would even do it basically if no one was watching. So, if you're someone who likes to just dance around in your living room, you're doing it because you enjoy doing it. So it's just about doing what you love, even if no one knows about it. But if you do share it, and sharing your gifts and talents, this will expand your energy and allows for more growth and expansion. So, as it says, you create abundance from the sharing, just from the pure joy you have in your passions, and just by talking about it with a friend, and then you might expand their awareness and make them go on a certain journey, because we're all at different points on our journey. No one is exactly the same. So I'm not someone who likes to kind of preach to someone and tell them what to do, but it's more like, just by sharing knowledge or sharing something that you're interested in. Like, I watch a lot of people on YouTube, and like they really spark my curiosity, and then I'll go down my own little rabbit holes of finding out things. But for me, like, learning and discovering new things is something I'm really passionate about. So I think the more we exchange this energy, the more abundance will come into our lives. So the sun, the keywords are expression, vitality, and identity, and this relates to our hopes or fears. Each morning, the sun graces the night sky, summoning the dawn. Such is the energy of the sun card. With its arrival is an activation and a presence of vitality, of new beginnings. It is said the sun is linked to the hero archetype and the yang dynamic in Chinese alchemy. Through the sun's radiance, we are inclined to see ourselves fully and establish a sense of who we are. We gain confidence and clearer vision. In its light, we are assured that we too have an important role in the world. Associated with masculine dynamics, the sun card certainly carries a risk if not kept in check. Remember, the sun never actually sets, it's the earth that pivots away. Assess whether it's time for you to awaken more fully, or turn away and rest. Sunburns humble us all. When the sun card appears in a reading, think of it as a tone setter for the rest of the cards. It lightens the scene, bringing energy and clarity to the entire reading. Consider how reliable the sun is. It does the same work every day. In what ways can you be more consistent in your rhythms? How reliable are you? Go deeper. Read the poem Still I Rise by Maya Angelou to ponder the birth of the suns. So, this is also with the sun, the card of yellow of what's beginning is also related to the sun as well. So I find that's quite interesting. So I think, we're hoping for a new beginning, or we're wanting clarity on our path ahead. But as the first card is all about being still and going within, I think this is calling us to rest. So, I think it's a time for just enjoying life and what we, appreciating and bigging ourselves up for what we have already created. So have some fun, and do what brings you the most peace and fulfillment. So I think by doing that, by having fun, us enjoying ourselves is showing gratitude itself. When we're having fun and relaxing, being with those we love, we're just being in the now moment. We can then relax a bit, and then when we do go within, we're more likely to get clarity and insights of things that we want to know. So our outcome is copper, and the keywords are fertility, the womb, and Venus. In ancient times, on an island called Cyprus, copper was mined extensively to make vessels and tools. This island is the same fertile ground of Aphrodite, the goddess associated with the planet Venus and the forces of love, pleasure, and fertility. Such is the magic of copper. This golden-hued metal elicits delight and mystique, even a sense of awe. The copper card marks the arrival of Eros into the laboratory. It is likely the alchemist has been hard at work for too long, prioritizing scholarly pursuits over sensual pleasure. Get ready for a shift of priorities, for an awakening of the heart and the life-generating centers of the body. In the true alchemical experiment, nothing is excluded or separate from the work. Bring sensuality into the fold and embrace it with reverence and curiosity. Aphrodite smiles upon you. In esoteric wisdom traditions, Venus and copper are associated with the kidneys. A letting go is likely required in order to embrace Eros with open arms. Though bright and warm when polished, copper quickly oxidates, turning green or blue. Discern if a metaphorical polishing up is in order. Go deeper. Visit or learn about the Statue of Liberty, the largest copper structure in the world. To ponder, chocolate contains copper. So, as this is our outcome and the reading has highlighted it's a time for rest and reflection, but it's also a time of love, pleasure, having fun. We aren't only here to work hard. We are all on our own little journeys. And I think sometimes we get really focused and, narrowed in on our spiritual path that we go very solo. But, this whole reading is calling us to enjoy life and play. So for this moon cycle, take some time out for yourself, just to flow and be and do what you love doing the most. So our angel number card today is 9999, lessons learnt. And the keywords are culmination, results, benefits, reflection, and completion. Take stock of your accomplishments and how you arrived at them. This is a reminder to maintain optimism and drive towards your goals. Maintain your momentum and know that the powers of heaven have your back. You made it, and the reward goes to you. I think by you doing this work, there is something really good coming. So give yourself a pat on the back. Be proud of yourself for all of the work you've already done on yourself. This is a time just for, having some fun, still going within, still taking the time of stillness. You will be getting some clarity and aha moments. But I think as this is like a new beginning, it's a time to just focus on what is really important to us. What did we come here for? Yes, we came here for our soul to grow and evolve, but we also came here for for it to be a relationship thing. So it's, the relationships and the people around us, that really help us evolve. If we were just here on our own, and there was no one around us, I think it would take much longer for our soul to evolve. So it's, appreciate all those around you that, bring something to your life, and just make some time for them and for yourself, just to have a bit of fun. Anyway, thank you. And if you do have any reflections or things stood out to you today, please share it in the comments and subscribe and all that stuff. And until next time, bye.